Welcome in. I am Tammy Mastroberte, founder of Elevated Existence magazine, and I work with people who are busy and overwhelmed to tame the chaos in their life using quick and easy spiritual tools. If you want more information on that, go to tameitclass.com. Actually, part of taming the chaos in one's life is to notice the signs and synchronicities. Notice the direction that the universe is helping you to get to or trying to help you get to. That includes signs and synchronicities from loved ones on the other side. So I have a book coming out next May called The Universe is Talking to You about this entire topic. And one big piece of this really is communication from our loved ones on the other side. Now, I am not a practicing medium in any shape or form. So when I tell you these things, know that if I can do this, so can you. But what I wanted to come on here really quickly and talk about is the fact that our loved ones on the other side are trying to get in touch with us. And sometimes one of those main messages that they're trying to get in touch with us to give is to let people know that they're sorry for things that they may have done while they were here in the physical form. So I want to share with you just a couple of examples of that I have had in my own life and those whom I know. One of the biggest ways is through dreams. So because we're in that sort of state where we're not entirely distracted, we're in that state where we're not distracted by the chaos of everyday life. We're more open, we're more receptive in that dream state. So they can get through. They can do a visitation, they can get through with a message. So what I have found is some of the most profound messages that our loved ones are trying to get through to us will come in through a dream. Now, an example that happened to me in this, where I'm talking here about apologizing from the other side, right? It doesn't have to just be a main family member. What happened to me is I had a boss years and years ago where he didn't originally hire me. I was hired by someone else. And then that person got laid off. And all of a sudden he became my boss. And for whatever reason, to this day, I really don't know what the problem was. I was told it was something to do with the fact that he wasn't, fond of women in this role. I don't know, but I was an editor at the publication and he was, the editorial director. And it was for a magazine. And we just did not get along. And for whatever reason, everything I did, everything I said, he didn't like. But if I gave a suggestion, he would be like, no, that doesn't make any sense. But then all of a sudden, this guy that we worked with would say the same thing in a different way. And it was a brilliant idea, like one of those things. Well, anyway, he really made me miserable to the point that I had to leave the job. I said, I can't do this anymore. I gotta go. And I left. And then I found out maybe 6 months to a year after I left, he passed away from a heart attack. And I remember thinking, oh my gosh, that's so terrible. I can't believe this. I sort of felt, at that point, I had sort of gotten over everything that had happened. And I just felt badly, that he had passed away. And a few months later, I have a dream. And in the dream is this guy that I worked with. And he was behind a desk, I believe, and I was talking to him. And he said to me in the dream, I just want to apologize for everything I did to you. And I was like, oh, well, thank you. That's really nice. And he was like, I just wanted to come here to say I was sorry. And you're very good at what you do. Or it was something to that effect. And I was like, and I remember waking up thinking, oh my gosh, he didn't have to do that. But the thing is, he really had an effect on me when I was working there. And I think once we go to the other side, from what I've heard from my own mother who's passed on, I've heard through mediums and through signs that she sent me, and from other mediums that I've interviewed so many mediums, James Van Prague, Karen Noe, so many different mediums that I've interviewed. And they say, we go to the other side, we have a life review, we see how we've impacted people. So your loved ones who maybe you didn't have a great relationship with, or again, this was an old boss, this wasn't even a family member, they see a whole new perspective from the other side, and they want to get through to you and apologize. It's almost part of their growth, right? They need on the other side to be able to come through to you and tell you these things. Another example I just wanted to share is I had a friend whose aunt was married to an alcoholic, and he passed away. And he came back to the aunt in a dream. In the dream, he stood beside the bed and said to her, "I'm so sorry." And then she woke up. So I wanted to tell you this because if those of you are out there, and I know you believe in signs and synchronicity, you may not be getting those signs and synchronicity, which is why I wrote the how-to book that's coming out next year. But I just wanted to come on here to let you know that if there are loved ones who have passed on that maybe you didn't have the best relationship with when they were here, whether it was just a coworker or, you know, a mother or father, brother, sister, whomever, just know that they have a different perspective. They are very well aware of any pain they may have caused you, and they really do want to get through to you and let you know that. So be open to that. Be open to a dream that may come. Be open to the signs around you that may remind you of that person, where they're just trying to let you know that they're there. And I just want you to know that, because sometimes we sort of go through life, and when someone passes on, we think, oh gosh, they never said this, or I never said that to them. And there is an opportunity to sort of say the unsaid. James Van Praagh has a book out called Unfinished Business. And a lot of the times we die with unfinished business. But because of the fact that our loved ones are always trying to communicate with us, whether that be through a dream or wherever, whether it's an actual sign in life. I always say my mother uses her name all the time. Now, I didn't have a bad relationship with my mother, but it doesn't matter, because I'm just talking about overall communication. So I just wanted to come on here and share that piece with you, because when we're in the chaos of everyday life and the drama is going on around us and swirling around us, we forget sometimes that our loved ones are trying to communicate with us. And so be open to it. Be open to that dream state, and know that they can really, because we are not surrounded by that chaos, they can come in so much easier in that way. So if you have a dream of a loved one who has passed on, and it's a happy dream, or it's a dream where they're apologizing for something, know that it truly is them, and take that to heart. I just want to share that with all of you. I hope you have a beautiful day and a beautiful week, and I will see you on here again next time.